Demolished construction blocks and mangled steel wires are all that's left in the Five Keys area behind the Williams Auditorium. That's because the Informal Settlement Task Force of the Ministry of Environment and District Administration conducted phase one of a three-phase approach to illegal squatting. Residents in this area who dished out $30, some $40, some $50,000 of their life savings watched as their unfinished and unoccupied buildings were knocked down today. Residents who spent hundreds of thousands of dollars collectively to purchase plots from swindling locals behind the Williams Auditorium area of Five Keys met their fate today as the newly formed task force of the Ministry of Environment and District Administration conducted demolition exercises. It is being considered as one of the biggest demolition exercises conducted by government officials in recent years in an attempt to curb and eventually eradicate illegal occupation of Crown land. Law enforcement officials, firefighters, paramedics, and officials from the Ministry of Environment and District Administration were all on hand this morning to execute phase one of a three-phase process to eradicate squatters from Crown land, starting with the Five Keys area. 10 unfinished and unoccupied homes were demolished today by the task force, and while the ministry says this action did not leave anyone homeless, reports reaching the newsroom reveal that a similar exercise will take place sometime in February to destroy the remaining illegal structures. Officials from the Ministry of Environment and District Administration say the exercise will bring about change in the failed past approach to Crown land issues.
We're busy trying to coordinate to make sure that everything goes smoothly.
No problem.
Okay.
News 4 understands that the government dished out nearly $15,000 to longtime construction worker Dorado Dean to demolish the massive structures. It's a saga that continues to unfold for the residents behind Williams Auditorium, who claim that they were swindled into purchasing Crown land from local tricksters. In a recent press release, government officials announced that illegal occupation of Crown land has led to the development of illegal settlements that generally lack proper sanitation, health, fire, and environmental hazards. Quote, in the past, the Ministry of Environment and District Administration attempted to address the problem by regularizing the illegal developments and granting freehold title over the property if the development met planning standard. This approach proved to be unsustainable as it seemed to have encouraged more and more persons to squat. The situation has now reached a pinnacle where persons are not just squatting to meet personal housing needs, but are doing so for commercial gain through the construction of rental units, and some have even gone as far as to sell government land to unsuspecting migrants. These illegal acts cannot be condoned, and if left unchecked may lead to a Turks and Caicos that is no longer beautiful by nature, but a Turks and Caicos that is overrun by shanty towns. End quote. The ministry goes on to say that informal settlement on Crown land will be dealt with sympathetically in cases where a genuine need for housing has left little alternative. However, the deliberate and calculated encroachment, especially for commercial gain, will be dealt with using the fullest remedies available under the law. Today, residents who were living in their unfinished developments were not affected by the demolition. However, sources from the Ministry of Environment and District Administration and from the Planning Department tell News 4 that those residents will be targeted in early 2010, sometime in February. Now, this exercise started about 10 o'clock this morning, and right about now it's about 2 o'clock, and you can still hear the commotion as the officials from the Ministry of Environment and District Administration continue their exercise and continue to demolish the unfinished and unoccupied homes of this area. But for many residents who call this home for many years, who spent some $30, some $40, some $50 to $60,000 of their life savings, this is all they have left to remind them of their hard work. Here in Five Keys for WIV4 News, I'm Angie Toussaint.